Hi, my name is Heloisa, and I was thinking of creating a series of videos that track the media that I'm consuming during a determined period of time. And yeah, so mostly it's just like me giving you a report of the books that I'm reading, if I'm watching movies, and if I'm doing anything creative wise that is particular of this time frame. Um, I was thinking of doing it once every 2 months. Right now is middle of November, and so this one is about the things that I have done in October and until now, November. And yeah, so I have read 3 books, and I know that you know, a lot of people read more than 3 books in 2 months, but that's what I'm reading, so bear with me. And all the books that I read were from the library. And that's Mr. Oliver. Okay. All the books that I have read are from the library where I grew up. I didn't grow up like accustomed to using a library. So now where I live, currently where I live, there is a library across my street. And I just learned how to take advantage of it. So I'm feeling quite spoiled right now because I have a limited amount of books at my disposal, and it makes me feel very good. And so I have 3 of them here with me. The first one that I read uh, is The Weird and the Eerie by Mark Fisher. And it's a collection of essays about, the weird and the eerie. And he tells the difference between what is weird in literature or in movies and what is eerie. And he breaks down the different types of weird and the different types of eerie and how um, the writer or the film director they're able to create that feeling. And currently I'm working on my very first novel. I'm still on the early stages of my first draft. It is a story that I wanted to be a little bit like surreal. It's not fantasy per se, but it's also not realistic. And I just wanted to I didn't know, I thought I wanted something to be weird about it, but I feel like it's more about being the eeriness of it. It is literally, there's a couple of essays that basically give you a list of what makes something eerie, and then you can just like, as I'm writing, I can just check like, yeah, I have done this thing and that thing, or now that when I'm writing it's like a to-do list. Oh, he's back. Oh boy. You should at least lay down then if you're gonna stay here. Okay, now we have a cat. Like, I'm not mad about it. I just hope he stays. Uh, but that is what I'm working with. Yeah, I want to create a almost like a surrealistic story for where things happen, a little bit eerie, and I'm doing some field research. Talking about field research, I also read On Writing by Charles Bukowski, and yeah, like I feel like this I'm taking very seriously the fact that I do want to write a novel, and I am reading things about creative writing and how different people approached it. I watched the YouTube videos by Brendan Sanderson. He has literally he taught creative writing classes colleges, and he, oh boy, I was getting out of control. Lay down. You just be there. Oh, okay. So, Brendan Sanderson gave creative writing classes on different colleges, and he recorded them, and now it's free on YouTube if you want to watch. And it's really good, but it's more like a step by step on how to create an outline, how to develop characters, how to use descriptions, and it's very if you want to be a professional writer, it's almost like a step-by-step guide on how to create work that will bring you there eventually. Um, and now this book by Bukowski is completely different. It's just a collection of letters of Bukowski talking about writing with a couple of different people. And he hated creative writing classes. And he was offered to teach at a different places, and he was like, heck no. And it's just really interesting to see like the different approach. For him is much more like I sit down and I write whatever I want to write, and there's no plot, there's no outline. But if you think about it, Brandon Sanderson writes epic fiction with lots of different characters, and Bukowski mostly wrote poems and short stories, and even the books that he wrote are very short in comparison to Brandon Sanderson. So there's a completely different approach, but it's nice to hear both and then figure out what works for me. Yes, and the last book that I read, also about writing, because I'm serious about it, is On Writing by Stephen King. Has been my favorite book so far of the three that I read, and it was a pleasure to read. I feel like, oh no, he's leaving us. Goodbye. I feel like this one, I might go and just buy this book, honestly, because it was so good. I feel like I just need to sit down and read it again. And I actually have to return it tomorrow. That's why I'm I'm recording this video today. Because I need to say goodbye to this amazing thing. And I have commonplaced everything. It's written here. My favorite passages from each book is already right there in this little book. And yeah, Stephen King was a teacher, but he is also someone who doesn't create an outline. So it almost looks like a mix of Brandon Sanderson and Bukowski. He sits down and he writes, and he explains about like how to write first draft and how to write a second draft, thinking that people actually read your book. And he has a part of this book that is all about your toolbox as a writer, like what tools you need to have at your disposal. If you have any interest in writing fiction or nonfiction, I would highly recommend you to read this one of all of those. This one is like really good. And yeah, he also has like, this part is very interesting because he writes like a first draft, and then he shows the corrections of the first draft, and then he explains why like each correction happened. But it's just, yeah, it's just beautiful. I was very inspired to write by reading this book. And lastly, this one, I have been reading so much nonfiction that I was a little bit burned out. So now I got the series and I haven't finished, I've just started. But Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, and yeah, I just wanted something easy that I could read really fast while writing. But that is also different enough from what I want to write that is not gonna interfere to what I'm doing. And it was Prime Day recently, and I got the entire collection for a discounted price. So it was a little present for myself. And so that's what I'm doing. No comments on this book yet because, it just started. Okay, and about movies, I have watched. I'm usually not someone who watches a bunch of movies. Honestly, it's very hard for me to do that. It's weird. I can sit down and I can read a long book. Oh, he's back. He really wants my attention. Oh boy, you can't. He will come back. He definitely will come back. But I was talking about movies. My eyes are very sensitive. I don't even have a TV in my house. Recently, and by recently I mean a year ago, I was gifted a projector, and that's how I can watch movies right now because it's easier on my eyes. But at the same time, it's harder to watch time wise because I can only watch when it's dark outside. But I don't have the habit of sitting down and watching a movie. I much rather just read a book. But recently it was Halloween, and I told you he would come back. And I watched the first 3 movies of Paranormal Activity series. The first one was fun. Second one, I did not enjoy the ending. And the third one, it was really good. So first one and third one were my favorite. And aside from that, I got recently a film camera. So she is an old girly. It was Wednesday night, like at 2 a.m., and I was on eBay, and suddenly I was like, I really want a film camera. And I got her. And I have no regrets, and she's the most beautiful thing. I'm obsessed with her. Uh, Actually, I've been daydreaming, honestly, to buy a film camera for the longest time. But I have a digital camera and I don't use it. My go-to for taking photos is honestly my Polaroid. I have an Instax, and I bought a digital camera. I would say 6 years ago. I could count in one hand how many times I took photos with it. And my thought is like, if I get better with my digital camera, then I'm gonna get a film camera. But I feel like the problem is that I much rather an analog camera than a film camera. Like, I don't like taking photos with my phone. I don't like taking photos with like a digital camera. With this thing, I have so much joy just bringing it around, and she's heavy, she's clunky, she's from the 80s. She's a Pentax Asahi K1000, 100% manual. She doesn't even need battery to work. Like, it's just insane. The only battery that it needs is to control the light meter. So basically, is a little thing on the side of my camera. Basically, if the light is good, it stays in the middle. If the light's too bright, it goes up, and if it's too dark, it goes down. So if it doesn't have battery, that thing is gone. But I can still take photos of anything, and it works just fine. I got my first film developed recently, and I was so happy. Like, truly, because again, I bought it on eBay, and after that, I brought to a film place, and the guy was like, yeah, it's a really good camera for beginners, and it looks stylish, it looks good, but I would only know if the quality of the camera was really, really good after developing the first film and seeing how the photos turned out. And they turned out, I'll be very pleased. Fantastic, honestly. Like, I was just surprised, beautifully surprised by this camera. And now everywhere I go, I'm just bringing it. I have my second film here. It's almost done. I only have, like, I would say 4 more shots on this camera, and then I have to develop the second film. The first one was a Fuji 200 film because it's cheap, and again, I just wanted to just enjoy the camera and see if it worked or not. The second one here, I would not remember the brand name, but is a black and white film, and it has a higher ASA. That means I can shoot in the dark. And the idea was that I was going to just take some Halloween photos. And yeah, so that's what I did. And I am very excited to develop this one. I feel like, yeah, it was nice recording this video. Yeah, I just wanted to track the things that I'm doing, things that I'm consuming, things that are present in my life, what I'm thinking about, the books that I'm reading. And it's not a review, it's just why I'm reading specific books, and why, you know, yeah, now words are fumbling around. Okay, so you met Oliver today. He's the most amazing cat. He will be present in other videos, I'm sure. Have a lovely day. Stay hydrated and stay safe too. Ciao, ciao.